Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. Today is Wednesday, October 15th. Welcome back. It is nice to be back and recording. It was kind of on the whim. I decided to do a video today. I have been busy with all of things, mainly my family, but I have been crafting and doing other things. I don't have a lot of personal stitching, but I have been doing a model, which I've already spoke about. So that's been pretty much my stitching. I have some things to show today, some stitching things to show, kind of where I want to be going in the next couple of months. I have some knitting that I have gotten into. I have some haul and just kind of talk about what's going on. So my husband and my son, who is my oldest, and his best friend and parents went to South Bend this past weekend to go to a Notre Dame game. They won, thankfully, or else it was going to be not so fun for the rest of us traveling, but that was a great time. And we also flew into Chicago, so we drove over and saw Wrigley Field where the Cubs play, and unfortunately the next night when they played the Brewers, they lost, but we're Cubs fans and Notre Dame fans and Bears fans. So it was fun to see Wrigley Field. And my son, since playing baseball, has really gotten into it. So it was a really cool experience. He's also playing baseball, so we've been doing that. And my daughters are doing gymnastics along with just everyday life. So there's where the busyness comes in. And I'm just trying to fit my crafting in when I can and then keep up with all of the other things. It is getting a little bit cooler here in Florida. It felt really nice this morning. Hopefully the cooler air, it's not cold, but the cooler air will stay and not get really hot again, because sometimes that will happen. It's kind of like a tease and then it gets hot. So some people, I wasn't wearing a jacket or anything, but I could have worn a little light sweater and it would have felt good. And also, I'm looking down at my notes I made this morning while waiting for drop off. But I have been stitching every day, like I said. My stitching has mainly consisted of working on this model that I'm doing. And I am enjoying stitching it, but I just can't show it. So that's kind of the trade-off for when you're doing a model. I could obviously put other things in, but I want to make sure I'm putting in my stitching time into that to get it finished. I am also today going to be working on, I don't want to knock anything over. I am going to be working on my turn dash quilt that I'm doing along with Tiger Lily Designs Carrie and through her Patreon. And so I'm a little behind. I think I was supposed to have these all sewn together, but I did cut them all out ahead of time. Somehow I still got behind. Mainly it's because we were going out of town and I was trying to do all the things and prepare a project and all this. And I brought knitting with me and I didn't even pick any of it up. But you never know. With whatever crafting you have that's portable, you always bring it with you in case you have time. And if you don't, then you don't have time. But I did want to show, so I'm between today and tomorrow, my goal is to sew these into churn dash blocks and sew the top together. I'm then going to send my quilt top to Lori Millsap, who is Island Time Quilting, to have it quilted. And you can't get the kit anymore from Carrie, but I did buy the kit and I bought the backing kit. Well, I since have decided that I wanted to use the cuddle on the back of the quilt, but I bought the backing piece So what I am going to also have is I'm going to order an extra piece of cuddle and have Lori quilt just the huge back panel as a topper and then have the cuddle on the back. So then I'll end up with 2 quilts. And this is Sewing Bird by Laundry Basket Quilts. And what I wanted to show is how I was using these alpha clippies that I got Fat Quarter Shop sent. And they have them in their shop. And I love these. I have a couple sets of the alpha biddies, which are, they have all of the letters on these. But the clips are awesome because like this is, I needed to have 10 sets of the pieces cut out, and so like this is my set 2, so and so on. And so whenever I put them all on here, now I know where they are and I can pick this up, I can move it around, and I'm not worried about, with the alpha biddies, I feel like they're constantly sliding off, or if I'm stacking things and then I have it all, I just have everything on one board. And this is the 14 by 14 design board. And I have a couple different sizes of the Lori Holt design boards. This is another, I think this is 14 by 14 too. Yeah. That I use to show projects. And I have a larger one over there with some other projects. But I wanted to share that. So that is coming. And I will put in some pictures on Instagram once I get it all put together. But that's my goal for today. I also wanted to show, I don't know if I showed this last, or where I was on this, but I did get a little work done on this. This is We Gather Together. And it's been so long and I didn't go back and watch the last video to see what I showed, but I was able to get the whole, like all the leaves on the top done. And so where I'm at now is that I need to do the other side over here, and there's a border at the bottom and then just like some little doodads. So if I feel like picking up fall, which that's my next cross-stitching kind of to show, is that I'm definitely, I know it hasn't even been Halloween, I am kind of getting in the Christmas stitching mood. I've seen a few people starting, so I don't know if this will get picked back up. If it does, I will probably pick this up or the Gather In. That's kind of to a fill-in part. There's a little more on the Gather In that needs to be actual count. Like, I need to look at the pattern and count to stitch, but then there's a decent amount of fill-in on that. So that could be a potential. I also wanted to mention, I didn't bring it over here, is my goal still is by the end of the year, which I have until December 31st, to finish Floral Motif Sampler. So once I get the model finished, which I'm really pushing to get it done before this designer needs it back, but I would like to get Floral Motif Sampler back into my rotation because that is still my goal. Whatever it takes, I'm going to get that done. And then I definitely am feeling Christmas. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to show a couple of my knitting projects that I've started, and then I am going to go through some Christmas whips that I have, and I haven't even gone and looked for new patterns that I have. I really think I want to focus, and things could change when I actually get the things out, or the projects out. But I am feeling right now that I am interested in pulling out some of my Christmas whips, and those are what I work on. I also wanted to mention that, so today is the 15th. On Friday, the 17th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, is the sign up for the Jingle Ball, which is hosted. It's a virtual stitching event hosted by Stephanie with Lindy Stitches. It's $15 for the ticket. And then once you have purchased the ticket and it's the day of once you purchase the ticket, you can purchase classes. And there are classes. They're up there right now. You can see what they are. There are PDF options where you would kit it yourself. There's also kitted. The kits do sell out. The PDFs, to my understanding, there are unlimited PDFs until a certain date. There are 2 classes that Stacy Nash is doing that I am for sure going to sign up for. I'm on the fence if I want to buy the kitted project or kit it myself, but they are complimentary. Let me get this to the project she did last year, which was the gingerbread needle book. And what I ended up doing is I just stitched the front and the back. I have plain. She does have a chart. The chart, it's one chart. It has a front and a back. But my needle book is always going to be facing forward, and I just didn't feel like stitching the back. And I did finish it like she did on the inside. And so she has I believe it's a mouse or something. Oh, I'm forgetting what. There's a little animal cracker. So stinking cute. And then she has a gingerbread needle book like a gingerbread man needle book that would be complimentary to this. So I am for sure signing up for those classes. She also this is not a released pattern as of yet. And to my understanding, which I could be wrong, but how I am understanding is this will only be available this pattern will only be available in Stacy Nash's store on the Jingle Ball. So if you did not get this kit last year and you're interested in the pattern, you do have to sign up for the Jingle Ball if you want to get it, unless someone's selling it on the secondary market in a stash unloading site and you can buy it there. But if you want to buy the pattern from Stacy, it will be sold in her Jingle Ball shop. So this was really fun to stitch. I'm excited to put this out or use this when I'm doing my Christmas stitching. There are other designers besides Stacy at the Jingle Ball. There's 12 designers. Primrose, Jeanette Douglas, Hands On Design, Hello from Liz Matthews, Lindy Stitches. There's others as well, and they all have classes. Robin Pickens has a really cute class that's a wreath, and you're stitching the parts that go on the wreath. Very creative classes. Kathy from Hands On Design has a stand-up, and she has a perforated paper needle book, which I'm considering signing up for that class. Hello from Liz Matthews has these cute displays. They're in like a glass container. It's either glass or plastic jar, and you're putting the finish on the lid, and then it's kind of like a snow globe. So many creative options. Go on to thejingleball.net, I believe it is. What's the website? I'll put it below. And you can see the classes ahead of time. But the sign up for the Jingle Ball and the classes is on Friday, the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can sign up and buy the PDF classes up until, I think it's like the Wednesday or something before the Jingle Ball, which the dates are the beginning of December. I don't even know what the exact date is. And the other cool thing about the classes is after the class happens, which is over the weekend of the Jingle Ball, you have 30 days to view the class. So if you are going to be busy when the class is happening, you can always go back and watch a replay of the class and still see what happened. So don't let that discourage you. If you're busy when the class is happening, you can always go back. All right. So the knitting projects that I've been working on, and I've been very inspired, and it's been fun to learn, to just, it's a whole different, it's like a different part of it's a different creative outlet is what I want to say for myself, and that has been really fun. It's been fun to learn something new, challenge myself. I love stitching, but it's just I felt like I wanted to try something new. And so one of the projects I started is this. This is the Inclinations Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And I am using 2 different spin cycle yarns. And these are so the spin cycle is where they are hand spun and then they are variegated or changing colors. And this is where I've gotten. This is a little bit of a mess because currently this is what I'm working on. And so here is, I don't know which one's the right side, but so you can see how the yarn is changing colors, and it'll just continue to change colors as it gets larger. So that's one of my projects. And then another one, which this is also by Andrea Mowry, and this is called the Jaunty. And this is the project, Jaunty, and it's a shawl scarf. I like these because I am always, our house is always cold, and so just to have something little to throw on, or if it is cooler outside, to have something, that's really why I'm excited about some of these projects. This is called, this is from the Wandering Flock, and it's called Fluff, and this is in the color Sand, and it's very soft. And this is what it looks like. Very neutral. And this is where I am on the Jaunty. So I'm excited about, or maybe, I think this is the right side. I am excited about this project. It's been fun. Again, it's fun to learn something new. Knitting and crocheting is not something that I ever learned before, and so it's been an experience to learn this. I also, like my friend Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala, am learning how to do socks too. So I have also just, this is a vanilla sock by Kay, who is the Crazy Sock Lady if you watch any knitting podcasts. And I am using this yarn I got, or the idea from Michelle Rudy, who's Farm Girl Dry Goods. This is called Gemini Twins, I believe. And so this is the cuff. And then I went in to start the leg of the sock. So that's also going and easy to just bring along. And I have that in this little bag. This is a bag by Della Q, and it's just small. I can throw it in my bag if I want to bring this. This is much easier to bring in the car, like to the car line, and I just can go and get a little done and then put it away instead. And I don't have a lot of things I bring along for my cross stitch, but I got to get the chart out and see and all of the things. So that just kind of helps me to, it's just a little easier. So that's the knitting that I have been working on. Now, I want to just mention some Flosstube and knitting podcasts that I have been watching. I've also been watching some shows because it's easier if I am knitting, or if I'm cross stitching, I can watch whatever. When I'm doing some of the knitting projects, I have to focus a little more. So then I have been putting on some shows where it's not like I'm necessarily seeing what they're working on with like a knitting or Flosstube video. So I haven't watched as much as I normally do, but I have watched some. So I wanted to talk about or mention, and I have a couple comments about some of them. One is my friend Jody, who is Simply Stitching Ocala, and Felicia, who is Floss and Blocks. They started a new channel, and the videos are housed. They have one video. It's called Two Loops, and they have a channel with them. They also are housing them on Simply Stitching Ocala for right now, and one is in Ocala, one is in Minnesota, and they are doing a video together. It was so fun. Those are two of my friends who we Marco Polo daily and getting all the inspiration and advice on the knitting. So it's fun to see someone that I know personally start some knitting videos. Then Carrie Tiger Lily, her latest video, she shows all the things: quilting, stitching, knitting. Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, she just put out a video last night where she talks about her stitching, and then her new venture. She has an Etsy shop, and she is going to be selling some of her color conversions. So if you love Holly's color conversions, go check her video out and go check her Etsy shop out. And she also took Keeper of the Pins by Brenda Gervais, and she adapted it to be a fall Halloween. It's like fall with pumpkins, and it looks really good. So go over and watch her videos. Then Jordan, the Tattooed Stitcher, she's had some great projects that she's been working on. If I had more time, she has some fall pieces I'd love to do, but I just am running out of fall stitching time. And then I also watched Sable Stitchers last night. Roberta has been on the most wonderful trip. And then Roberta also shows at the very end of their video, she shows a tour of her crafting space, and it's in a walk-in closet. And you would think there wasn't a lot of space. She has a lot of things in there, and it's very organized. So it was super intriguing to me to see how she has everything organized. And then, of course, she showed beautiful projects, cross stitch and some wool applique. So their video was awesome as normal. Some of the knitting ones I've watched is Fruitful Hands, Legacy Fiber Arts, Andrea Mallory, who designed the two of the projects I'm working on. She also has a podcast, and she answers questions, and it's very informative. So if you are interested in knitting, that's been a fun one to be watching. Table 10, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, who is also stitcher, knitter, quilter, all of the things. And her latest video, she has lots of things, fun things in there, as she always does. She was featured in Just Cross Stitch magazine also. And then Jen from Jen Loves Yarn. And that's just a couple of them that I've been finding and watching. And just like Flosstube, there are so many knitting videos out there on YouTube. And you just have to find the ones that kind of speak to you. Sometimes you watch them and it's not necessarily what you would stitch or knit, but you like their content or whatever sparks your interest. So there's many, many to choose from. So that's kind of what I've been watching, stitching on the model, the one fall, and then doing some knitting here and there, along with trying to be a mom and do all of the things. So one of the things I wanted to do before I show some haul is I wanted to go through some of my Christmas whips and see what's in the see what's in my basket and what maybe you have in common or kind of sparks my interest to want to work on in the coming months. So I'm just going to start pulling things out. I forgot this was even a finish. This is why you need to pull the things out. So I did at one point go through and I kind of went through the whips in all of my categories, which I have them by season. And I have them in baskets in an IKEA, like 8 box shelf or 8 section shelving unit. And so I kind of whittled them down to ones that if they were a whip that I had a few stitches in and I didn't feel like I was going to ever get back to it, I just unkitted it. But if it was something that I had a decent amount on or small start, but I knew I wanted to get back to it, then I left it. So it kind of narrowed my whips down, so to speak. But this was one that I was working on during Jolly July or Christmas in July. And I did finish this one. And so I would like, of course it's all wrinkled. I would like to fully finish this one and also get the other ones done. And I did darken the colors up a little bit. So that one I would like to get back to for sure. And that's a small one. And I know also that Chantel's ornament box is coming. And that was a pre-order. And the pre-orders have closed. But if you are getting it, that should be coming soon. Also, the Jingle Ball, there'll be opportunities. I've already seen some designers starting to release some Christmas things. So this is from the Just Cross Stitch Magazine 2013, the Christmas edition. And it is called Peace. And this was another one I started during Jolly July. And these are the colors. This is a small. I could easily get this done for this year. These ones in the front are all the ones I believe I most recently was working on. Oh, this is a favorite of mine. This is This Joyous Season by Plum Street. And this is on 36 Count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax. This one I have a lot done on. I love this one. The colors are so pretty. The corally color. I love the pomegranates at the top. So that's another. Plum Street are one of my favorites, and they have a lot of stitches in them, as many people say, and it is the truth. So they just take a little bit longer. This was a kit that I purchased from Country Sampler, and this is Frankie, one of her little wiener dogs, and this is my start. So I have the back of them done. And that was another one I had worked on during July, Christmas in July. This is a whip I would love. I'm very far from being done, but I would love this to be done. It's very, very pretty. This was I bought it as a kit from Country Sampler. I think you can get the chart now. It's on the called for linen, which I believe is a seraphim. I want to say it's winter woolens. And this is where I am. So like I said, not very far, but this was like page 1, I believe, is how I was kind of working on it. But it's just so pretty. It's not a lot of colors, but it just makes a big statement. Let's see, what is this? Okay, Comfort and Joy by Plum Street. And this I also had bought as a kit. I believe this is still only available as a kit. I feel like this was the exclusive last year from Country Sampler. So it should be releasing this year, I'm thinking, as a individual pattern. But don't quote me on that. This is this was all as a kit. This is Baked Clay by Fox and Rabbit. So pretty. And let's see. This is the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais. And let's see, how does this go? This way. This I restarted on, I want to say this is Vintage Cedar Plank. This is by Lakeside Linen. Love, love, love that. And this is 30. All of these are 36 count. I have a lot of Plum Street Christmas. And also, I just feel like I love Christmas stitching, but there's just never enough time. So that's also why when I get my kind of commitment stitching done, I would love to get out some Christmas to try to get some work done and maybe have a finish. This is the one I'm doing, this Happy Morning. I'm doing the black version. And it's a little hard to see, but I just try to stitch during the day in good lighting or use my magnifier, because I love the light version, but there's this pattern, something about the dark and the colors on the fabric that I just could not pass up. And I am doing everything possible to stitch it on this dark. It's just so stunning. And it's just so bold. It's really pretty. So, of course, if I could snap my fingers and they could be done, that would be wonderful. All right. This is one that I did kind of color conversion-ish on this. Brightening the colors really is what I did. This is 36 count paper bark. And this is Gathering the Greens by Stacy Nash. And I looked at a photo, and it was Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, her picture. And her fabric that she stitched on is actually darker. But I was looking at her picture, and her colors appear to be a little bit brighter. And so that's kind of where I went off of. I don't have this written down anywhere. And when I pick it up, I kind of have to remind myself of what I was doing. But this is so far my stitching. And it's on, I'm trying to get the right lighting for you. It's on 36 count paper bark, but I wanted to brighten up the red and the berries, and that is Licorice Red. And the pink is Blushing Beauty, both by Classic Color Works. And the green is the green is Oscar in the vines. So that is another, just so pretty. But Stacy, each designer has their own kind of thing. Stacy's is her borders. They take a long time. They're gorgeous when they're done. They just take a long time to stitch. So as you could kind of tell, I mean, that's not that big of a piece, but there's a lot of stitching. All right, this is another, I would love to get back to this. This is out of print, but I'll show it anyways. This is Into All a Good Night by Blackbird Designs. And I've had this is my chart. I've had this for a while. And this is on 36 count silica by Number 12 Stitch Co. And I am changing the colors a little bit, just kind of brightening them up a little bit. But I have just a small start in the middle. And I was just trying to get some of the house in. This fabric is really pretty. This is Hometown Holiday Sampler by Lori Holt. And I did change all the colors on this. These are silks. Some silks, some are Classic Color Works and Weeks Dye Works. This is kind of the palette I went for. More of just reds, pinks, and greens. This is on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And this is where I am. So I have all of the lines in, and then I was working on filling in the letters and the other things. It's very simple, but the colors on the fabric are very pretty and soft. There's no even floss in here. Maybe I didn't restart this. I wanted to. Let's see. This is Merry Christmas by Blackbird. And I think, oh no, I did. Well, I have no idea where the floss is. So maybe I'll be restarting it again. This is on 36 count Beach Brew. But that's where I am. This is Long and Skinny. So I don't know where. There's no floss in the bag. So that'll be a problem. But Merry Christmas. This is All Is Calm, which this is one of Annie, the Proper Stitcher, one of her houses. This is like the Christmas one. And I don't know if I wrote down what fabric I'm stitching this on. I didn't write it down unless it's on here. No, I don't know. It's pretty. This is where I am. So this is similar to the, there's the floss, the fall one that I'm doing. Again, love Annie's designs. This looks like a, it looks like, oh, what is it called? Cedar River. but I didn't write it down, so sorry. If I figure that out. And I might have written it down on Instagram if I posted a picture. All right, this one what I ended up doing is I have all the floss. This is Hello from Liz Matthews, and for this one I was doing the tree. Originally I had all of the charts together. I was going to stitch them all. I was going to do some trees, some samplers, and I just never was picking this up. And so what I decided to do is I put the charts back. I have all of the floss because I'm still working on this one, and I will keep the floss together and I'll probably label it. But I wasn't getting back to it, and I didn't want it all sitting in. And I had some different fabrics pulled, and so I put all that back. And this is the one, I just want to get this one done. And then if I go to the other ones, because I've seen her models a lot at different trunk shows. And her sampler for this is so pretty. And that's really what I'd like to do. It's just a lot of stitching. And like I mentioned, and here's this one, which it's been almost done for a long time. I need to just finish it. But I don't have a lot of time to stitch Christmas. Christmas is a busy season. I've toyed with the idea of stitching Christmas all year long, but then other things come up I want to stitch, or I find new hobbies like knitting. So trying to commit to doing all of these, it was becoming stressful to me. So I put them back and finished this one, and then maybe I'll pick up some of the other ones. It would be an absolutely gorgeous display if I ever could get to it, but I never have gotten to it. I have one of them done. This is the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings from Annie Bees, and I did finish the first one. This is on 36 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim, and I did change the colors with the help/idea from a friend, Chocolates for Breakfast, Terry. And these are the colors, kind of all mixed together. Most of them are the called for, and it's just on this light color. There was a few substitutions, and this is one I would like to get back to because I would like to make them all into the stockings and then kind of have them hanging over my mantle. But again, long-term project. Eventually it'll get done. That one, it didn't take me very long, so if I made this a focus, I could get it done. But as you can see, I have a lot of Christmas whips. Okay, these are a couple that I need to get done this year because they've been sitting around, and they're some of my favorites. This is Joy and Good Cheer by Brenda Gervais. And I have the other ones done, but not this one. This is 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. Have that small start. I also have Winter Berries and Pine by Brenda Gervais. This has deceivingly a lot of over one. And this is, show this on the back of here. This is, I think this is 40 count because I got this as a kit from her. So I have a lot done. This is one I am for sure, I'm getting this thing out and I am getting this done this year. So that's not a lot to get it finished. And I believe this is 40 counts. Whatever, I think it's summer khaki. And you can buy this at, I think you can only buy it as a kit or the chart from Shepherd's Bush. And if Brenda's shop is open, I think it's in her online shop too, which is Country Stitches Online. This is Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler. And again, I'm using, I don't think Lori Holt ever actually gave the exact color she used, but I'm using her finish as inspiration. This is on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. She brightened the colors up a bit, and that is what I did. And so, again, I have a lot done. Some of these whips, if I just got them out and kind of focused on them, I could have a decent amount of finishes, which is partially why I felt like if I can kind of go through my whips this year instead of starting a lot of new things, which I really, right now, at this current moment, don't have a huge desire to start a bunch of things. I am going to want to start some of the ornaments from the ornament box. I'm sure I'm going to want to start some things from Jingle Ball. But I really have this desire right now to work through some of these Christmas whips and get them done and ready to be displayed. This is Winter Moon. So if I can keep that momentum or that attitude, as you can see, I could have a pretty good Christmas display. This is where I am on this one. But a lot of it is not getting distracted, and I'm easily distracted, as I know I'm not alone. There's a lot of others that get easily distracted as well. This is Go Tell It on the Mountain by Annie, and I am in a second going to go, I think I have a couple more somewhere. This one I'm like almost done. This is on Green Tea by Color and Cotton. This was her, when the hurricane came, Hurricane Helene, this was her charity piece. And since she has released the 3 others to kind of complete the song. These are the ornaments from the ornament box last year. I have them in here. I'm pretty sure I only started one of them. I have them kitted. Yes, I started this one, which is the All Is Calm by Plum Street. And this is on the called for fabric. I didn't get very far. It's wrinkled. But it's a whip. So this one could get done this year. These are some of the other ones that were in the box, which will probably come out, I'm assuming, this year by the designers. This is the Teresa Kogut one, which, oh my gosh, I got a whole piece of, I don't know what this is, affogato, I think. And then these are the other, let's see. I don't have any of these started, but these are the other ones that were also in the box last year. So I'm sure this year they'll probably be releasing them. And let me put this back. And I'm pretty sure these are the only 2 I have that are whips. This is Mary Mary Pin Keep. I started this last year. This is on 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. This is where I am on this one. These were ones I know I started last December as kind of a focus. Forget what my exact plan was last year, but I know I started these. And then this is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. Again by Stacy Nash. And this was a kit I bought from Country Sampler, and this was the fabric that they kitted it with. And this is, I think it's Mermaid's Firewood. It's very dark and grungy, but it's very pretty. So, again, as you can see, she's got the intense border, large house. I love these stitches, but they're just so time intensive. But that's okay, because trying to embrace it doesn't matter how long the things take. It doesn't matter when they get done. Unless it's a gift, which really nothing I'm stitching is gifts unless they get done. Just trying to take my time, enjoy it, enjoy the stitching, enjoy the knitting, quilting, and when the things get done, they're getting done. All right, so that's kind of from those whips. I would like to pick out a couple once my other stitching commitments are done and get to some of those. I have seen some other people pulling out projects they bought from past Jingle Balls and working on those to kind of get ready for the Jingle Ball coming up. I've seen people pulling out other Christmas things. Obviously, if you're not in the Christmas stitching mood, you're still stitching fall or samplers or whatever. Stitch whatever makes you happy. I don't know what kind of got me motivated to get into the Christmas. And it definitely, for me, I have to be in the mood. I can't just go stitch on something and not be in the mood for it. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now I have some haul to share. I am in the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. I have collected a lot. I know some people are going to think I'm crazy. I did recently get out of the club, so if you're on the wait list, they could be contacting you. This was the October one, and it's just called limited edition. And this is the color. It's very pretty, like light gray with some modeling. Have a lot of Color and Cotton now after being in the club. Have a lot of other fabric, and trying to work through some whips. And so I thought I'm going to take a little break from my club. I sent some Blackbird fabric to Rock Baby Scissors, and she made me it'll go down a little bit. This is the Sew Together pouch with the Blackbird fabric that I sent, the new Wild Orchid, and so I have some different colors in the down here, and then this is the side. So I'll put some stitching goodies in there. I also had ordered, which she now is not making bags anymore, but I ordered these from a lady, Molly, who is 5 to 6. If she comes back, this is to put the cables in for interchangeable needles for knitting. And then this I'm going to put this bag in this one, and then I'll have all of my knitting things in one place. So I just recently received that. I need to get that organized. This is my AccuFactum club. I don't know what month this is, but I am so excited to make some bags with this. Willow Cottage Quilt is where I get it from. So stinking cute. This is really pretty. And then also some red dots to go with it. So I'm very excited for that. I also got some 40 count Thornfield from Needle and Flax. Rachel. pretty, pretty. I have a lot of her 36, and on Patreon, she was offering a pre-order, so I got a little bit of 40 count. And then this is from Crazy Annie's Stitching. This is the latest, number 10 in the Nutcracker Ornament series. This is Chinese Tea. Let's see. I have kind of like a combination of knitting and stitching haul. All right, this is from So Pretty Pens, and these are the ones I received, I got. And I think all of her, I think these are all sold out now. I'm not sure. But you can always, I'm going to put up some QR codes right now. You can always go on and check and see what's available. These are called Boohoo. Then some of these are for some, one of these I wanted to put in the Christmas finishes. This is called Snow Cute. This is another Halloween spooky spool. And Minty Melody. And I feel like I had another one, but I already opened it and put it in my things. I'm drawing a blank now of which I bet. I love her pens, Sue. This was the Flamingo Toes Needle Minder. Oh, I've already forgot about this. Of the month. This is the October one. This is so cute. So this is the club. I believe I've seen like a couple different places, and one of them this is what it looks like. Might have been Fat Quarter Shop. They're selling extras if they have them. So if you're interested, you could go searching. This is the needle minder. So cute. So in here, this design, they have as a cross stitch and as an embroidery chart. And then it comes with the floss. And I thought this was so cute. I think my girls would love this. So I might have to, here's the floss. I might have to stitch this up for them. I cannot get over this needle minder. So cute. So I have that. It kind of goes with my shirt. My shirt is also haul. This I bought on Etsy. My Lace Ghost shirt. Let's see. Okay. This is another one of the Delaque bags. This is like a larger one. For knitting, I mean, you could put cross stitch in here. It's really nice. It's mesh. So you would have to be careful. And then I have some different yarns. I'll just share those. These are all from a store. It's about an hour from me, and they have a really good selection. It's called the number 4, F-O-U-R, Purl, P-U-R-L. And these are fingering weight, so I could make socks, or I could make some other things with them. Just a really, really pretty variegation in them. These are both the same. Some more of the Spin Cycle, which are the ones that are the change colors. And these are Wallflower. This is called Winter Haven, which this is where the store is located. Very pretty. This is another socks. This is Overcast. Really pretty. This is another club I'm in. This is, what is this club called? It's like Tiny Pieces Club or something like that. And this is the one this is the project we got. Everything is in here. And it's called Autumn Adventure Scrappy Pillow. I'm sorry for all the crinkling. But it has all the materials to make this pillow. Even a zipper to make it to zip in the back. This was a kit to make this cowl, which is by Andrea Mallory. And so it comes with, sorry for all of the crinkling noise. It comes with the Spin Cycle color Fine Line, and then it also comes with the solid to go with it. And then I got a couple things from Fat Quarter Shop. These were things that Fat Quarter Shop so generously sent. I also got a sweet gift from a friend. So Fat Quarter Shop this is Kim Deal, more in her series of her stitching on the bags. This is called Completely Catty. Threaded Star quilt pattern. Really pretty. Oh, and there's Table Runner. That Table Runner might be good to do with the Tilda Christmas fabric. This is called Rows of Bows, also by Cassidy Grace. And then this, which I haven't had time to look through. I love Fat Quarter Shop's books that they publish themselves. This is called Fat Quarter by the Dozen. And I am sure it has some great, let me see. Their photography is awesome, but they always, one of my favorite quilts is from one of their Fat Quarter books. And it's an old book. Here's another. And something from in here might also be a good idea with the Tilda. If I don't decide to make that star quilt I've shown a couple times. We'll see. I need to get this one with Carrie finished up. And then I'll get to the Tilda Christmas. But great book, spiral bound, easy to use. So that is my haul. I might have had some other things, but I've put them away. I've really been trying to, I've done some destashing, which I have I've sold most of the things. There's a few things on my Instagram still. It's Sweetwater Stitcher .destash or underscore destash. And I just kind of, as I've gone through things, posted them, sold, gone through, posted. Try not to do too many at a time because then I have to package them and get it all to the post office. But I still have some more I want to go through. I want to go through some of my fabric. I want to go through some of my project bags. And there's nothing wrong with any of the things I'm selling. I just have accumulated a lot and am just trying to get the things I might not use or have use for anymore, and so I would love to get them into the hands of people who can enjoy them instead of just sitting here. So I will be going through and doing some more of that in the coming weeks. I do have the giveaway winner for the planner and the planner, which was so generously donated by Lori with My Crazy Life. You can also get your very own planner if you are not the winner from one of these places. They are sold in the U.S. at Colorado Cross Stitcher, and Evertote is selling them. In Canada, the Patrick Rabbit in the UK. You can also order them on My Crazy Life on her Etsy shop. You can use this for stitching. You can use this for knitting, for quilting, for just life in general. It's the paper is nice. It's big, easy to use. It has some specific cross-stitching type of extra information, but of course you don't have to use it for that. In other things, there are sals, challenges, finishes, so you could be using it for all of the different things. But I just want to say thank you again to Lori for donating this. Sent me one and gave one to donate. So the winner of this is House Museum Stitcher. So if that is you, send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com and I'll get that in the mail to you. I haven't mailed it, even though I said I was going to. I'm sorry. I have the winner of the sock journal. I'm getting that in the mail today. That was PNW Crafter. I have got that. And I'm waiting on this winner still, who is Sharon Edmondson 2923. If that's you, Sharon, send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com and I'll get that out to you. I'll get the sock journal going in the mail, which was designed by my friend Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala. And that is what I have for today. I'll be back in the next couple weeks. Might have something before then. I don't know. We'll kind of just see how life and the crafting and stitching and knitting and all of the things are going. I do have 2 things still at the framer. I haven't gotten over there. I'm hoping to go tomorrow morning. I have an appointment, and then I'm going to try to run over and get the framing. If I get it, or when I get it, hopefully it's going to be tomorrow, I will take a picture and post it on my Instagram to share it, and then I'll share it in more detail in my next video. But one is a Christmas piece, and one is my youngest daughter, Madison, her sampler that I did for her. So, like I said, that's what I have for today. I hope you guys have a great couple weeks. Watch what you want to watch, stitch what you want to stitch. I hope it's getting cooler where you are, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.